we're going to be taking a look at some of the functionality of this really cool app for the TENKER DC-014. First thing we're going to do is get this thing connected to the internet. So I have the drone sitting next to me right now. We're doing this indoors. I'm sitting in the drone room. This is actually kind of my man cave, I guess you could call it. But I've got my drones, and you'll see that in just a second. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the quadcopter. It is blinking right now. We're going to go to connections here on the phone. We're going to tap on Wi-Fi, and we're going to wait until the DC-014 signal populates, and there we go. So we'll tap on that. Keep in mind, depending on your phone, you may get an error message at this point stating that there is no internet available, and we can go ahead and dismiss that as soon as it comes up. It should be coming up, and there it is. So I'll go ahead and dismiss that. Now we're going to go back onto our home screen on the phone here. I actually have a folder for drones, so tap on that, and we're going to go and tap on the DC-014 to open up the application. Now we can see that we do have Wi-Fi FPV, and as I mentioned, I'm sitting in my drone room right now. This is kind of command central for Moodog, Moodog's Frugal RCs and more. This is where all my video editing and stuff like that goes on, and you can see on the corner there I've got two shelving units there with some drones and some other stuff on them, but that's neither here nor there. I kind of wanted to show some of the functionality and cool features of this app. Pretty much basic looking as it is right now. I will say that I'm pretty impressed with this camera, but getting into the camera right now, we can take a look at some of the functionality of that. So up on the upper left corner, you're going to see a camera and a video icon. To snap a picture with this, guys, we can either do it one of two ways. From the app, we're going to be using the icon in the upper left, so we'll tap on that, and that actually will snap a snapshot, and that saves to the gallery on the phone. It also will save to a gallery within the app itself. Next to that is a video recording. We'll tap on that, and it'll start your timer going. You'll see a little red flashing icon next to that stating that we are in recording mode. To stop, we're just going to hit the stop button below the number tick off there, so we'll turn that off to save. And you want to make sure that you're turning this off to save from the app, otherwise your video footage will not be saved. It'll be lost. Just to the right of that, towards the center of the screen on the top, you're going to see two icons, one of which, the one on the left, is actually, by tapping that, you're going to bring up your virtual joysticks, and from here I can bind, I can set my gyros on here. I can calibrate the gyros and actually fly my quadcopter without the physical transmitter. Setting the gyros, obviously, or calibrating the gyros, is going to be the same way. Now I noticed by looking at my quad, you can't see that right now, but the all the LEDs went from flashing to being solid, so I know that it is bound. And calibrating the gyros is the same way, just both sticks down and to the right, and we have flashing, and the calibration is completed on the gyros. So that's kind of cool there. You have on the bottom, just below on the bottom of the screen towards the center, we have a one key takeoff and land icon on the left. Just to the right of that is going to be your headless mode, your return home button next to that, and then your speed ranges next to that one as well. Your trims are going to be the kind of backward D and the forward facing D with the two arrows in. Those are going to be your left and right trims, and to the right of the screen, all the way to the right, are going to be your other D-shaped icons with the arrows up and down, are going to be for your front and back trim. So everything is done right within the app, which I think is really cool. I forgot to mention too, if you go back up to the top where we see the I'm gonna go ahead and tap it again, and it's gonna take the virtual joysticks down. Just to the right of that, the landscape looking phone icon with the circle around it is going to be for your G sensor. So basically what that's going to allow you to do is tilt your phone forward, back, left, or right, and that's going to actually allow you to fly in that mode. I may or may not show that. There's other videos on the internet with guys, people showing off that functionality on other drones, so I don't think it's really that important. But you do have that feature there. I think it's kind of cool. Your gallery, or to the right of that, I'm sorry, to the right of that, and I know I'm skipping around a little bit here, guys, so bear with me. But to the right of that, you're going to see your status of your Wi-Fi. And just to the right of that, you have a battery indicator, which is going to indicate the power left in the drone battery, which I think is kind of cool. You have also with that battery indicator is going to give you a low voltage warning. Will show up in red letters on the screen when the voltage gets to a point that you need to land. So that's kind of cool. And to the far left on the bottom left corner is going to be our gallery, and this is what I was talking about before. Pictures are going to be saved to the gallery on here, and this is stuff that I took yesterday and some of the snapshots that I took when I was testing this app earlier. So you have that. If you switch all the way to the right corner, lower right corner, we'll tap on the settings icon. And you can see that we have 3 different menus here. First of which is going to be the camera. This is what I wanted to show you guys. So with this camera, we have 4 different functionalities on this camera that we can customize the settings. So we have our white balance, which is going to be here. It's already set. If you look on the bottom, there AWB is highlighted in green, which is automatic white balance. It's pretty much where I would leave it. But then you have other settings. So if we tap on the sunlight one, that's going to change it, obviously. Cloudy one is going to just put some basic filters in and enhance the picture for cloudy conditions. Darker conditions, going to kind of give it more of a cool temperature to the picture. That one I don't know what that is, but then you have these other 2 here. So I leave it on automatic white balance. That seems to be working out the best. Underneath the white balance, you have exposure. So from here, you can actually go plus or minus on the exposure. So all the way down is going to darken it up. And if we tap on the plus or minus, you're going to obviously see a difference here. So kind of cool. We're going to go back to 0 point there. And we have a brightness function on here. So now we can go all the way down to the bottom. You can see how that darkens up and all the way up to the top there, and it really lets a lot of light in. So whether or not that's actually changing the aperture on the camera, or if it's just kind of giving a artificial effect through the app, I'm not quite sure. But just the fact that you can do that, you have that functionality should you want to use it, I think is pretty cool. And then underneath that we have a reset for the camera settings, so I'll go ahead and reset everything. And it says we have success there. We have a help functionality on here as well, so if you guys have questions on anything, this is going to give you a quick start guide, product manual. So your quick start guide is essentially going to let you know how to get the drone up and flying really quickly. It's going to show you a screenshot of the application, kind of what we went through before, and it's going to show all the icons and give you descriptions of what all those icons are. So I think this is kind of important. You guys get these drones, and a lot of people don't even look at this stuff. They miss all of this, and I think it's really cool that more and more companies seem to be implementing these tutorials and all this other information within the app. A very well done app, I might add, on this one. I like this one a lot. You also have a product manual. Now this is not going to be the same product manual that came with the TENKER DC-014. That one is a lot more comprehensive. This one is just basic layout of the transmitter and your controller functions, that type of thing, and then you have your trim. It basically goes through what everything does on the transmitter, and it gives you some tips on how to get the thing up in the air. The About Me menu here is just going to show you the model number of the drone, the app firmware version, and the app version itself. So just kind of information there that's probably not really that pertinent to anything. But I would say that all in all, guys, this is a really nicely laid out app for this drone. It could be flown from the app. It could be flown from the transmitter. The camera on this bird is, in my opinion, one of the best 720p cameras I've dealt with on a toy grade quadcopter. And I've got a bunch of toy grade quadcopters with claimed 720p cameras on them. This one really does a nice job. The biggest Achilles heel is it as in all Wi-Fi FPV, the fact that it is Wi-Fi FPV is the Achilles heel. As far as picture taking, as far as video capture, that type of thing, this stands out. It really does. And I've used a lot, and I've tried a lot of different cameras. So this one's really good, guys. That's pretty much it for this video. Just wanted to give you some functionality, show you guys what's going on. Now my drone power went off. It timed itself out. So we're back on home network again, and that's pretty much it for this video. Again, guys, I want to thank you for stopping by and taking a look at this. If you guys have any questions, put it down in the comments below. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. It really helps me out a lot. That's pretty much it. We'll see you in the next one. God bless the Republic.